Talking sports.
Bust out on our beat, bro.
All right, Whitlock and Wiley, joined by Jim Jackson and Sean Merriman. Time to
ready
get
for this.
antisocial.
I got my workout on this morning. I didn't have a 65 dumbbells, but you know I didn't have a 65 like he got.
Y'all ready for this?
Let's see. Ready? I feel good. I got a hairbrush right there.
Vegas,
He getting ready for Vegas, boy.
That's all I'm here.
All Darnell was doing his curls. He had another weight. Just another weight to gym this week.
Hey,
my boy Lights Out is here, though. I got to get the Lights Out.
I ain't never seen that many lights move.
All right, Darnell, what's popping on those Twitter streets?
We're going to get it going with yo guy, Patrick Mahomes, who was showing off his huge arm over the weekend. Local news station caught him launching the football over Arrowhead Stadium. Field level at Arrowhead is below ground, so basically, Mahomes threw the ball from the basement all the way out the attic. Our guy Kyle Hurd decided to throw some shade at Mahomes, tweeting out, meanwhile, Tom Brady's working on timing precision routes. Mahomes took it lightly and responded with some laughing emojis.
Yeah.
The word is that Mahomes threw the ball 86.7 yards up in the air. How impressive is this?
It's incredible. I've seen some things. You got to remember, I grew up with Jeff George, who I thought had the strongest arm I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
His kid's on a different level.
Dog, we've been in Arrowhead. We played in Arrowhead.
Yeah.
We've all looked up and seen that sign. It's like, there's nothing in the world that could touch that sign, let alone go over it. That is so remarkable.
Yeah.
More than the 86 yards, which is just insane, is that he threw it up. So now you fighting that atmospheric pressure for real. Gravity looking at you like, I'm coming back at this ball. And it still lands over
Softly.
the roof.
Softly. It lands softly.
I had to look into it. You remember the commercials back in the day? They had the guys throwing at 300 and 400 yards, right? They had the trick commercials where they did the Photoshop. What did they call it? The video, back then. I had to look into it to see if it was real. Because I didn't think that it was possible to do it. And when I found out it was real, I was like, this guy is on another level. So, pretty soon, we'll probably have a guy throwing 100 yards.
Phillip Rivers will get it to the third row.
You know what, though? You know what, though? You all don't feel it. But the thought process that he could do it, though, I mean, what? Was he just sitting there like, you know what, I'm just going to toss it right over the top of that?
When you got it, you know you can get it.
I'm sure that's not the first time. We got to move on.
Phillip Rivers throw.
Sidearm. Moving to my Lakers, where Anthony Davis has officially signed with the team. The Lakers held their press conference this past weekend, and Rob Pelinka decides to thank Magic for his goal a couple years ago of acquiring 2 superstars. Magic responded via Twitter saying, "Thank you, Rob Pelinka, for the shout-out today at the press conference. It meant a lot to me." You guys think Magic and Pelinka made up?
Boy, that was not a genuine tweet. It meant a lot to me. Exclamation point. You got to convey it through the tweet, but you can't stay mad at Magic, so yeah, I think they made up.
Family that fails together stays together.
Oh, you're right.
They've jacked up the offseason together, so they're in it together.
I can't with it right now. I can't. This is too much, man. It's just Magic said something about Rob for thanking him in the press conference, and then this comes back out, but yet and still he said he stabbed him in the back, and it's too much drama, bro. But I'm tell you this, during the course of the year, we're going to see more of this. If Lakers ultimately become successful, watch Magic name get tossed back in.
I think it was real.
What?
I think they're cool. They got no... Cool at cordial. You know?
Cool. Are they going out to eat together?
No, they ain't going out to eat. I'm just saying they tweet Twitter friends. Everything is cool about it. It's not the same office anymore. I think that's all right.
The falseness of Twitter prevails.
Man.
Hit with the off.
Time now for Darnell's question of the day. All right, take it away.
All right.
That's my guy.
My question. All right, guys, so Boston Celtics rookie Carsen Edwards uses his mother as his motivation on the court, writing, "Help mama out" on his wrist before every game. And I personally know a lot of athletes who kind of go this route in order to motivate themselves. But do you guys like this motivational approach?
This is actually a heavier question. Again, I think having success and sharing it with your family is one of the greatest things you can do. And it's nice for athletes, young athletes, that the guy signed a $4.5 million contract, 4 years or whatever. But most young people, I don't think, should try to shoulder the burden of trying to save their family. You know, a child needs to be allowed to be a child, and hopefully as they mature in their adulthood and have some success, they do remember the older people that helped them get there. But placing that burden, I think it's an issue for young black people. A lot of times we place that burden on them to be the man of the house and the man of the family before they're ready.
My greatest satisfaction was being put in a position where I could help my family in terms of locale, in terms of changing our trajectory and generational wealth. But it's become one of my greatest burdens as well. When you talk about the family dynamic changing and how it can emasculate males in your family that are power figures, authoritative figures, your own father, when everything flips because you know at the end of every equation, you have the money, so you have the power. And it was very difficult. This motivation I love because it was part of my motivation as well. That last rep, that last hurdle, that last chance on that field was for the family. But you got to understand that you got to look at the family forward, not so much backwards. You can't save everybody and everything, help them, but then make sure you do things going forward.
Yeah, I don't like it so much. You know, I think that every guy has his own motivation and what they're doing it for, whether it's, you know, I see guys writing on their tape, religion and, you know, different things. He's already made it. You get what I'm saying? He already can help his mom out. He already can take care of her. So going forward, your motivation or whatever it needs to be on the court. Yeah. It needs to be, you know, going, like you say, going forward. You already, you have the means to take care of your mom. You have the means to take care of your family. That's done and over with. What are you going to do going forward? And that's why I understand when guys have religion, beliefs, and they have, you know, when need this constant reminder during the games or before the games, whatever it is. I just think he's already made it to the point there's no looking back.
I think all of us here understand what I'm about to say. It's an enormous amount of burden put on black males in the community when they make it that they always have to kind of give back. Maybe more so than other communities. And I think that burden when you're younger, like Carsen Edwards sees this from maybe role models of people down the line that's something I got to do too. I got to give back, which is great. But I think the burden a lot of time weighs heavy on a lot of guys that can go the opposite way. Because of that feeling, that pressure. Think about it. We've all been put in a situation because we've been successful with money. People think that I'm smarter than what I am. And I can solve all the problems just because I got paid or I've been successful over here, when that's not the case. And that's a heavy burden to carry. But from a motivation perspective, I get it. But I think you need to kind of curtail that burden a little bit more so it doesn't weigh you down with, if you're not successful, it seems as though you fail.
You know, it's not actually restricted to just our culture, black people. They call it the black tax because we're first generation success and wealth. But Cameron Jordan, who was just up here as a guest, is a great example of what I aspire to be and to have for my family. He's second generation money. His dad played. Think about that. Think about the burdens he didn't have in terms of that dynamic because he already went through a different situation than we had to go back. We got our money and had to go directly backwards and go about face to change situations instead of using that in prosperity going forward.
I'm going to say this because it's just not discussed enough. But one of the great things I like about you, Marcellus, and why I wanted to work with you is because of your family, your nuclear family. And a lot of us in our community, single parenthood, single parent families, and I've seen a lot of mothers turn their sons into husbands. And it's inappropriate. This is a young man, 21, 22 years old. There's a role he should play in this society. Husband to his mother is not one of them. And he should certainly help his mother out, help his family out, but within certain boundaries. I don't know if feeling that overwhelming responsibility is appropriate. All right, coming up, there's only one ball for James Harden and Russell Westbrook to share, but Charles Barkley has an idea for how to make it work. We dive into that next.
All right, Brad, once again, I have revolutionized the songwriting process.
Here we go.
I know I can't play an instrument, but this is my forte. Obviously, for auto insurance, we've got the wheel route.
Obviously.
Retirement, we're going with a long-term play.
Makes sense.
Pet insurance.
Wait, let me guess. Flea flicker.
Yes. How'd you know? Been studying my playbook.
Yeah, actually.
loyalty. You don't earn it in a day. You earn it day by day.
Now get 20% off